Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So this video is about the Klesh Gold Custom Paydirt. It's not a review video, it's just a description video showing the customer what to expect if you purchase one. So first off, you can get these in beginner, intermediate, or expert difficulty, and you can get them starting at 2 grams of gold added minimum. And you can go all the way up to multiple ounces of gold. Yeah, this is just a video showing what to expect if you buy directly from kleshgold.com a gold custom paydirt. Hope you enjoy it.
Okay, here it is, the gold custom paydirt from kleshgold.com. This is just a description video, not a review. So basically I'm just going to open this thing, show you what's in it, what you can expect to get it if you decide to purchase one here from kleshgold.com. So this is an intermediate bag with 6 grams added. Like I said before, you can get them in beginner, intermediate, or expert, and you can get any amount of gold added. So every bag is heat sealed like this. So you have to tear off the top. And we'll take a look down inside. There you can see some quartz crystals I like to add. You can also see a green, that's actually a guitar pick. I used to add these to my regular bags of pay dirt. I used to actually sell them on the website as kind of like a business card. It just has the logo and kleshgold.com on there. These can only be found in custom bags now. I'll pour it out so we can get a better look at it. We don't need the pick. There's between 8 to 12 ounces of material in every bag. These are the quartz crystals. I do like to add different gems and minerals. Usually custom bags, I like to throw a big quartz point in there, just for fun. And then this is the actual material here, and I just saw a flake of gold. I can actually see some gold right there. One thing I look for whenever I open up a fresh bag, I kind of just go through it and see if I can see anything. There's a little piece of gold kind of right there. There's 6 grams of gold in this material. So we'll find that once we start panning. So first thing we want to do is organize a bit. All right, so the first thing is I'm going to go ahead and classify to kitchen strainer because none of the material is larger than 1/2 inch. The material's usually 100% dried out. Sometimes in the winter though, it could be damp. And if it's damp, you're going to want to wet classify just because you'll have smaller pieces of material stuck to bigger rocks, and the only way to clean that off is through wet classification, but this one's dry. So here we go, our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material. Now if this was an expert bag, I would go ahead and classify it even further to a much finer mesh, just because the expert material is going to have a whole bunch of flour gold and it's a lot more difficult to recover. It's also going to have a lot more black sand. Okay, so I guess the next step is to try to remove any of that magnetic material that I know is in here because it's an intermediate bag. So I'm just going to use my trusty strong neodymium magnet here on the end of a nut driver inside of a silver dollar tube. So just by hovering the magnet over, we got a good amount of black sand here. And then if we rub it through, there's actually quite a bit. So what we want to do, what I like to do, is I like to drop it back in and then just hover the magnet above and let the magnetics come up to the magnet. That way there's less of a chance of gold getting trapped in that black sand. Of course, we're still going to pan this stuff out just because you never know, but it's dry material, so it shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, definitely a good amount of black sand. Okay, here we have our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material, and the magnetic stuff you can see there looks like non-magnetic material in there, and that's the reason why we're going to pan this out, just in case some gold decided to come up with it. You never know. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. We'll pan out the magnetic stuff first. I'll add some water and a little bit of, this is Jet Dry, it's a surfactant, just like dish soap. Like 1 drop of dish soap would do the same job as this, but I like to use this because dish soap tends to leave a lot more suds, and when you're filming, suds are not a good thing, especially when you're trying to show people what's under the water. So let's go ahead and pan out the magnetics here. And when I say pan it out, I'm not going to be panning much off, just the loose overburden here. What I mean is we're going to kind of leave it in the pan and swirl it back slowly, looking for any little bits of gold that may have been trapped in the magnet. I'm not seeing anything. It's not rare to find a little flake or two, usually flour gold. It's so small it tends to get trapped easier. I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, there's no gold in there, so that's good. Okay, next we're going to pan out the plus half-inch material. If we look down in it, you can see that it is, a lot of it is round river gravels. The place that I actually mine these concentrates from is a gold-bearing creek or stream or some crevices here in Colorado. So you'll see some rough stuff from the crevices, but there's also a lot of river rock here. So I'll go ahead and pan this down. If there's any big plus kitchen strainer size pickers or nuggets, this is where we're going to find them. I don't see anything yet. Now this is an intermediate bag, meaning there's pickers, flakes, and flour gold. If it was a beginner bag, there'd be a lot more pickers. Pickers are a lot easier to pan. And there is a picker there. I only see 2. All right, so most of our gold, we're guaranteed over 6 grams, and that's all we got. Just a couple pickers here. I'll throw them in another pan. And there's a piece of wire gold right there. Can't seem to grab. There we go. All right, so because this is an intermediate bag, I'm just gonna do 1 spoonful at a time. I know there's gonna be black sand. I know there's gonna be fine gold. So we don't wanna pan it all at once, because if we did that, there's a chance that we could lose some gold. It's just, sometimes it's easier to just do a small amount at a time. See, the material still has some organics in it. It's just, I mean, this is pretty true to an actual river prospecting trip, at least here in Colorado. Especially when we get down to the black sand here, as we're gonna see in a second. I'm just gonna keep everything in the pan and swirl it back. We're gonna start seeing gold and black sand here in a second, like that. All right, looks pretty good. I'm gonna tilt it forward, tap it, and that'll separate the gold and the black sand and some of the other material. Then I'll just grab it with my snuffer bottle. There's like 2 flakes left. I'll grab those 2 flakes. So I'll just go ahead and pan the rest of this out since it's not a review video. You already know what it's like to pan it out. I'll go ahead and clean this up, and I'll film when I think it's necessary. All right, I've got my snuffer bottle full of mostly gold. There's still some stuff in there that needs to be cleaned up. Some black sand, and you know, you're not gonna get it pure gold on your first time around. So now is the cleanup phase, which is, you know, I have plenty of videos showing how to do that. You can see there's a lot of black sand mixed in with this gold. Not a lot, but just enough that you want to clean up before you try to dry this stuff out and weigh it up. So I'll clean it up and I'll show you what we get. All right, there's the gold mostly cleaned up. I'm gonna go ahead and dry it out. Alright, so there it is, the gold custom pay dirt from kleshgold.com. You can see what you can expect to get in an intermediate bag with 6 grams added. And again, like I said, you can add as little or as much as you want. Actually, not as little. There's a 2 gram minimum, so it starts at 2 grams and goes up. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, hope it helps, and have a great day.